Right now we've got trail cam as we're doing like slalom. So the skiing is underway. And the hockey gets started today. All-time best-on-best Olympic memories. Could you name more than 3 or 4? The Olympic memories, of course, like the Miracle on Ice. You've got Hasek winning with the Czech Republic. That's an incredible one. Goes to a shootout. They beat Canada. I can remember watching that.
They didn't put Crosby out, or excuse me, Canada didn't put Gretzky out there, right?
Sure.
Was a part of that story.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I remember that one. Crosby beats Miller.
Yep.
What else? Like other
TJ Oshie.
TJ Oshie, we just talked about that one the other day.
Yep, TJ Oshie is definitely on that list. I mean, shouldn't we have more Miller memories from 2010? He won MVP.
Yeah, he played great.
But my problem with that, and this has always been an annoyance with me with, maybe it's the Olympics I should blame for it, is I've never seen highlights of it. They don't exist. Like, the Olympics don't produce them. They don't give the NHL the rights to them. Even, when I watch the Hasek documentary, a huge part of his career and his story is winning that gold medal with the Czech Republic in 1998. There's no highlights because they're not allowed to use them. You put a couple photographs up of him winning because that's all you have the rights to. So maybe that's why I don't have a lot of Miller memories from those games and other matchups other than, they beat Canada, didn't they, in the group stage? I think they beat Canada earlier in that tournament. Maybe I'm wrong on that. But again, like, I've never seen a highlight of it. So all I know is this, like, lore that it's like almost myth at this point. Like, he was incredible at the Olympics, but I've never seen it happen since it happened. So in that way, I guess I'm missing those. But I don't have anything else. Like, did anything happen at the 2006 Olympics that I remember? Or the 2002? 2002 I'm 7, so I probably wouldn't anyway.
2002 is Salt Lake.
2002 is Salt Lake.
Okay.
The U.S. was really bad that time, wasn't it? Weren't they?
And Canada beat them. I remember that. I remember a little bit about that one. There's a play where a pass comes and Lemieux lets it go through him to the guy that's down the left side of the wing, and it's a nice goal there. I just checked, and you can find the shootout highlights for Czech Republic and Canada. I found it on YouTube.
Okay.
Because I remember I served Hasek v. Lindros, where there's a play in real time. It looks like the greatest save you've ever seen in your life from Hasek on Lindros, and instead Lindros actually hits the post. Which, does that count as a save? Oh, and does that count as a save? You forced the shooter wide. Take credit for it. Sure. But real time in the camera they show you, it really looks like he makes this spinning, sprawling save with his glove. Because I can remember, that's in Nagano in Japan, and I'm in college at the time. I can remember watching this shootout in college, and the room erupts on that Hasek save because it looks so incredible. But then on the replay, he caught the post instead. Which, whatever, he still got the job done. Like Lindros goes to the backhand. It's a very Al Kodalik level backhand, try and go to the roof, and Lindros catches the post instead. So, anyway, here's Yager. That shootout is, other than the Miracle on Ice, which again was on, which was on tape delay.
Yeah. Right.
So, in terms of live hockey sporting events, best on best, you've got Crosby's golden goal and that shootout. Those are probably the 2 peak moments for it. And have you familiarized yourself with how this format will work in overtime and everything? Should we let everybody know how it works?
Yeah. Yeah, it's 3-on-3.
Yeah. For how long?
Well, it's the group stage games, I'm not sure, but I know there's a shootout after. But the gold medal game, I think it's just a 20-minute 3-on-3 overtime, and I think they just keep going until somebody scores. You would never get, I'm sure, 20 minutes of scoreless 3-on-3. But gold is just 3-on-3 until they score, I think.
Right. The other games are 3-on-3 and then shootout. Right. And then in the gold medal game, your overtime is 20 minutes, 5-on-5, just like regulation, sudden death. Tied after 20 minutes, an additional 20 minutes until a goal score. So, no, that's just 5-on-5 sudden death all the way.
Okay.
The gold medal game. Which is probably, what are we going to look like, a 3 overtime game? It could look like a Stanley Cup final game or a Stanley Cup playoff game where it's just going to keep going.
Yeah. I don't like 3-on-3 in a championship game ever being the deciding factor. I guess they've had shootout, and maybe it's better than that. But
yeah, the quarters and the semis, if you're tied at the end of regulation, 10 minutes, 3-on-3 extra period until under sudden death rules, and a 5-skater shootout after that.
Right.
So it is interesting that here are the semifinals, 10-minute 3-on-3, but the gold medal game, no way, we couldn't do that. That's 5-on-5. Does that make any sense? I know it's a tournament. It's a short tournament. Imagine that the NFL institutes a rule where the AFC and NFC championship games have one style of overtime, and the Super Bowl has a different style of overtime.
Yeah, that would be ridiculous.
Why would you do that? But that appears to be what is going to happen.
Yeah, I don't love that part of it. On the memory, other memories, I guess this is the same game because Crosby beats Miller, but Parise ties that game
late, a minute left,
with I think less than a minute. Yeah. Less than a minute to go. I remember celebrating that goal as if the Sabres had just tied a playoff game.
Yeah, they score with the net empty, the U.S. does.
Net's empty, and I think maybe even, does Kane find Parise in front? It's Parise in front is the goal. But, I'm looking at some of the games, even the box scores are tough to find from earlier in that Olympics. The U.S. beat Canada 5-3 earlier in that tournament, and Miller had 42 saves on 45 shots. That should be a memory. Right? Does anybody remember that game, though?
You probably need a longer tournament to have a memory, right?
I guess.
Because the Stanley Cup Finals, you'll remember, maybe it's just because of your level of investment in the Sabres.
Your guy beat, it wasn't the gold medal game, and maybe the fact they lost the gold medal game to the same team later is why. Because your guy had 42 saves and beat Canada. On a U.S. team that was not, by the way, near as good as it is now. So... But yeah, I don't got anything. I don't know if there's an incredible save he makes in that should be memorable or what. Yeah, I guess the length of the tournament plays into that as well. I mean, I would say I wish it was longer, but you're already taking 2 weeks out of the NHL season and calendar to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe this one will have 3 new ones. Because I think, what was my list? It was the Miller-Crosby overtime.
The
Parise.
The Canada shootout against the Czechs.
Yep. It's TJ Oshie, and that's it. Nothing happened in 2006 that I remember.
06 is the year
you know what I remember about 06?
Being mad that Robert Ashe was the goalie?
Yes,
okay.
And that Miller didn't make the team.
That's it.
Yeah.
Being mad
Everyone was furious about that.
Being mad that Robert Ashe was the goalie because...
Robert Ashe and, who else? John Graham.
Okay, not John... Van Beesbrook is gone by that point.
I think he's gone by then. I think John Graham of the Lightning made the team over Miller.
Because one thing about that series, or whatever, about that Olympics in 06 when Miller didn't make the team, right, he made it in 2010 and became a star. In 06, he was becoming a star. We thought he should have made the team. He didn't. And then in the Flyers series, specifically Game 2, when the Sabres absolutely kill the Flyers and beat Robert Ashe, there are a chance of USA in the building, which is a great moment.
Yes.
Because Ashe is just getting or maybe, boy, now I'm mixing memories. Maybe that happened earlier in the season as they're beating the Flyers.
Maybe.
But there's definitely USA chance while the Sabres are lighting up Robert Ashe at some point.
Yeah.
And Miller's our guy, Ashe is on that team, and of course, they
won 1-1-3 at those games.
Yeah, they needed a better goal.
I mean, they drew Latvia. So it wasn't a great showing. DiPietro was the other goalie at those games, and not Miller.
There's another memory. Latvia tying Canada.
Latvia ties the U.S. in 06. Latvia
in 2010
they didn't tie. I think it was 2014, and they were tied until a minute left, and then I think Canada scored. So it's memorable that they were even in the game that late, but I do believe they lost.
There's definitely a look at Latvia. What are they? Who's the goalie? Skrastins?
No, he was a guy. He played in the NHL. Gudlevskis.
Okay, Gudlevskis.
And Ted Nolan was the coach.
That's right. That's right.
It's just crazy.
Ted Nolan coached Latvia. Ralph Kruger coached Team Europe in the World Cup.
And Switzerland.
And Switzerland.
Somewhere along the way.
Hey, let's have it. So the schedule, we've got Sweden playing today. So we've got Dahlin today, and it's exciting, get these games on.
I think today, by the way, I don't know if he's still, because Slovakia plays at 10:30 against Finland. That's the opening game. I think Craig Ramsey is the Slovakian coach.
All right.
I think. He was at some point. I don't know if he still is. No, he was announced here we go, this Wikipedia page. In July 25, it was announced he will no longer continue with Team Slovakia, so never mind.
10:40 this morning. It would be likely UPL, but of course he's hurt and missing the Olympics, which is unfortunate. 803-0550 is our phone number. If you want to give us a call on this, it's Best on Best. Today's the day. Back to Best on Best hockey for the first time in quite a long time since, of course, we did see it in the Four Nations face-off, which was a massive hit and a great event. At least the U.S.-Canada games were. And, the schedule this time around, excuse me, the tournament itself, like the U.S., it might not play Canada, which would be unfortunate to not have happen. But it's a quick turnaround. This whole tournament takes place in the course of 12 days.
Yeah,
3 games and then a medal round.
That would be a good question. Do people care enough about just winning gold for the U.S. and that's it, that when Canada plays in these other games, it would be a better result to have them lose because then you won't play them? Or do people want the matchup?
Well, let me ask you. If the U.S. wins, they're in the gold medal game. On the other side of the bracket, Canada's playing another team. Who do you want to win? Do you want U.S. Canada?
I think I might just want the matchup.
Right. I think that's fair.
I mean, I want the U.S. to win, but
you want the gold medal game that is U.S. Canada. That's what you like.
Yes. Right. The whole thing is getting best on best and not having that for 10 years. And best on best within the best on best is the U.S. and Canada.
Yeah.
And if they're playing Czechia in the gold medal game, it'll still feel great, I'm sure, but I think it won't be as sweet as if they were to beat Canada to win it.
803-0550. And 1-888-550-2550 to join us.
I am reading about the 2006 Olympic Games now, and apparently there were allegations that Sweden threw a game against Slovakia
to
at
try
the
and get
end
a better matchup,
so they could face Switzerland in the quarterfinals instead of Canada.
All right.
And the coach made some comment about what he compared the two teams. One is cholera, one is the other one is the plague.
One is cholera, the other
and the other is the plague.
Yeah.
So maybe is that him admitting to it?
No, that's him saying both are difficult to fight, I think.
The plague was pretty bad. They won gold. It worked.
All right, good. Rich in Lakeview. Hey, Rich.
Hey, good morning, guys. I still have to go back to the best live Olympic hockey. Still is the Soviet game part of the Miracle on Ice, because if you were a border town like Buffalo, unlike much of the United States, we got to see the game live off of Canadian TV. So it was a 5:30 game, and I remember after school, everyone, delivering papers. I didn't do my weekly collections. We ordered the pizza and wings, which I think were $9.95 at that time. And I'm serious about that one. And what I remember is the last 10 minutes, just like it has in the Netflix documentary. It was just how excruciating long that last 10 minutes was. But just the amount of pride. It was Buffalo, your proximity to Lake Placid. Because we weren't inundated, they used to have these up close and personal, and we got to know the athletes, and it was much more drama. But I will remember something very close in that same one, and much like my Sabre takes where I bailed too early, but I do get you 50,000 Twitter impressions. The Sweden game, it was a school night. We got to stay up late. And I remember when Bill Baker scored that goal, I'm like, I'm going upstairs. We got school tomorrow. 40 years later, same thing, right? And Bill Baker scored. And how much drama, where TV was entertainment. We got to know the players. I'm feeling right now, I mean, I can't believe much of the country waited on tape delay for the result.
Yeah.
I mean, Denver kicked the field goal, even on live TV, terrestrial TV, or whatever we get now, and it showed up on my Twitter feed 3 seconds before Denver actually beat Buffalo. And that was like, how did we wait as a culture 3.5 hours or 3 hours until that came out? But for just, I mean, nothing, I guess it's my age, resonates like that. And I think it's also the drama they built in. It was a perfect time. They caught it. I hope we have that now. I'm going in to teach. Kids in school had the USA jerseys on yesterday. I think we're just waiting for something like that to happen. And I mean, I enjoy it that way. And for me, it's the ride. And like you said before, the hopefulness of the best on best. I just can't wait to see it. My only downfall, it feels to me like an all-star team. I wish these guys had more time to practice together, but we have to get back to the NHL.
Right.
So, yeah, for me, it's still that whole Olympic tournament, because even after Miracle, we have to wait till Sunday to see if they won, but by far the best.
Thanks, Rich. Thanks for the phone call.
I do feel like even though like that last point about they don't get to practice together for more than a couple of days, it almost kind of is like an early college football season maybe where, yeah, like your season gets rolling and those are kind of like your warm-up games. Like when you play Denmark,
right,
when you're a 5-goal favorite. Sure, you could lose the game if things go horribly wrong, but you're probably winning, and you can build all of that throughout those couple of games when you're heavy favorites. So, generally, I don't think it really impacts the quality of the sport once you're there.
No, and how different is that from, the World Cup is a little different because that takes place over the course of a month.
But and also those teams are playing friendlies a lot throughout the years and Gold Cups and
they're playing.
They're together. They're together way more often than the men's hockey
for
team
sure.
is.
Every couple months they'll play a week or two and practice and kind of get back to work. Yeah,
that's right. But still, I think it's a more instinctual sport than soccer, which I think is more built on chemistry anyway. So it's fine. One
thing, just to double check here, there are some sites that tell you the gold medal game is a 20-minute 3-on-3 sudden death. It is not. It is not. I've got.
It's not?
No, Eric wrote into me with a graphic, the gold medal's 3-on-3 overtime. I got The Athletic and Sporting News. It is not. The gold medal game is regular. It is
5-on-5?
It's 5-on-5. I'm reading multiple people. So,
good.
Maybe somebody else has it wrong. But the gold medal game is not 3-on-3.
Okay.
Gold medal overtime in the in this is just overtime hockey rules. TheSportingNews.com. It says the gold medal game is different.
Okay.
Tied at the end regulation, 5-on-5. It remains. That is, of course, different from the semis. One other quick thing about Olympic hockey, and this is a point that's not brought up that much. It used to be, maybe I should say this for the other side, but whatever. I'll get to it quickly, and maybe I'll throw it to you guys as an idea. It used to be we wanted the Olympics because it was best on best with a lot more space on the ice. And you had room, and it opened up the game. But at the risk of just kind of making a broad sweeping statement, I feel like that's because in the 90s, we felt like we needed that from the game. The game was dead puck era, clogged, slower, hulking defensemen, interference. And now I don't think we feel like we consistently need that from hockey. And ever since it's moved to an NHL ice rink, which is Vancouver, right? Vancouver goes NHL ice rink. And this is actually smaller than an NHL ice rink because they couldn't fit it in the building. But whatever. It's basically like an NHL rink and it's not an Olympic rink, which I think is better. I can remember watching Olympic-size ice rink games. And one thing about that that's different is there's more room to operate for sure. But when you're doing a cycle in the offensive zone, it's so much easier to clear the zone as a defensive team when the rink is so much wider.
Right.
Like defensemen can't get to the wall at the blue line to keep a puck in, and it's more free flowing, but I do feel like since they went to the NHL rink, it's better. So best on best, NHL rink. That's how the game is played at the highest level, and having these players kind of stay on the same size rink, I think, is for the best. Anyway, 803-0550 and 1-888-550-2550. Best and best, U.S. men's and Canada get going tomorrow. The U.S. women routed Canada. So maybe another reason to be excited about Team USA is could we sweep? Sweep the Golds.
They dominated yesterday.
5-0. Absolute domination.
And, there was a point in the second period where I think shots were like 20-4 in favor of the U.S.
Total domination. Yeah. All right. 803-0550, our number, and 1-888-550-2550 here on WGR.